What's up, everybody, and
How's it
welcome
going?
to another week of Deer Blind Dudes.
Feels
Uh,
like I haven't seen you guys in forever.
I know it. We we had a little bit of
I was gonna hit you with blue steel, but I forgot how to do it.
we had a little bit of a hiccup last week and weren't able to make it. But
It's more of a sneeze.
yeah,
Sicky.
the sickness is going around a lot,
It's been horrible.
and I just got over it. And Steven, I know you've been under the weather too.
I'm on, I think, like 3 weeks now, and I still have like this right here.
Dude, it's literally
horrible.
just running rampant right now. It's hitting everybody.
Yeah.
You'll notice we're a man down
Yeah.
because he's out saving the world.
Literally right before we hit the start button, he was like, "Man, I gotta go. I got a fire call."
Yep.
So he's got priorities there, which we all understand.
100%.
And that is a priority. So
I mean, he is the fire chief, so
That's true.
yeah,
kinda
That's
has
true.
to go.
right.
Yeah.
So
Hey, a lot of them don't though. At the top, not talking bad about anybody, but a lot of times once people get to the top, they don't go to everything.
yeah.
So kudos to him.
Yeah.
Be safe. Thanks for fighting fires.
And,
Before we start talking about guns, I have
Okay.
something.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I think so. Oh.
Ooh.
Look at this. Persist 33, fully set up.
Pretty hot.
Ready to go.
Got the Trophy Ridge React Digital. Got Trophy Ridge stabilizer, and then check this thing out. So I picked this up at ATA. You unscrew your stabilizer, and then it rotates up out of the way to where you can fit it into your bow case without having to take it off.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
The only thing that sucks
Yeah,
is
that's
it
very
hits my
cool.
sight. So I think I need to take it down instead of up. So, but yeah, you just pull it down like that and then screw it back
That's
in.
first world complaints right there. It hit my digital sight.
So, but got it all set up. So I haven't shot it yet still, but
Let's do it right now.
so can't
Dry fire that bad boy.
negative. So also got the ghost strings or not ghost. That was a mistake. Phantom strings looks like a ghost on the hat, but
They should have bleeped that out.
Custom strings.
That's awesome.
Now I just got to get the other one set up.
That's a cool build, bud.
I like
It
it.
really is. That's sharp. Does it
Yeah.
feel pretty good?
It does. I have shot it one time, so I shot it through.
You're
paper.
a liar.
I know. Shot it through paper, make sure it was good. It was great, and then that was it. So,
Nice.
and
That's
it
awesome though.
buried the arrow into the target when I shot it through paper. The guy couldn't even pull the arrow out.
Oh wow.
So
Daggone.
it shot hard.
That's pretty awesome though.
Yeah. So, but we're gonna talk about guns, right?
Listen, I'm always down.
And I
Always
think
down.
I'm gonna be buying one this week.
Yeah, so you're going to talk about one of my favorite things, which is a bolt action rifle.
Do we show them what it looks like?
I think we could.
Yeah.
I think we could.
Let me pull it up.
What I want is right behind me, but
Yeah, well, I can't afford that. I can't even afford this one, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
it is sweet.
So
It's a nice logo on there.
yeah, comes from ShyTac.
It does.
It's nice. Is that you've got a ShyTac hat on, Will?
I do.
Always.
Yeah.
You actually retired your Hapgood hat for the ShyTac hat.
I did. Now, in fairness, that Hapgood hat was awesome, and I think it was Robert that got together with David and gave me one. Super thankful, and I wore it, and people were like, "What is Hapgood?" Like, you wouldn't understand.
Yeah. Okay. Before we really talk about guns, we got the ranch announcements for Turkey Fest.
We did.
And I am super sad. Like,
So
the second Justin messaged me, and there's nothing against the other ranches. I just don't know them.
I don't know them either. And, you know, last year, you know, we were all together because, and for everybody that doesn't know, so Nick and I went last year as individuals. Essentially, we thought we were going as an amateur team, but they don't really do that. So it's actually better that way because everybody gets a chance in the amateur division. But that being said, obviously, Wilderness Outdoor Media guys were a pro team. So we got invited back as a pro team, and obviously they got invited back as a pro team. So it is going to be, although we're all on the same team, you know, here, Deer Blind Dudes, it is absolutely going to be Deer Blind Dudes versus Wilderness Outdoor Media.
It is.
And it is different because
we can come together to beat one person. And you know who it is. We don't have to say who it is.
We don't,
but we all know who it is. And unfortunately, it's we got to beat David.
That's gonna make me real sad. We're gonna have to bring presents because that part does make me sad.
It does.
But I mean, I Googled our ranch, right? And it is huge. Like 15,000 acres huge.
They did give us a little bit of information on your ranch. Kate,
okay.
She said there's a lot of coyotes, a lot,
and
they don't allow you to shoot them.
Oh,
yeah, I knew that was gonna break your heart, but
that makes me sad. Yeah,
she said that you need a good caller because it's going to be tough turkey hunting because there are so many coyotes.
Yeah, that's fair. So you can't shoot the coyotes there, though.
You cannot. Luckily, you have Clayton, so
true.
You got a good caller. You don't have to worry about it.
I'm a great caller. What are you talking about? I'm a caller.
Okay, so
I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah. So we got to find you somebody else to go though, because Nick, you took a job today and you can't go now.
I know it. But hey, you know, everything works out for a reason.
Yeah,
it does.
And, I know that y'all will. I know Will. You're gonna crush it.
Oh yeah, like I just sat on a cupcake.
Yeah, but you know, life is unfortunate sometimes, and you got to do what you got to do to get through it.
Yeah, you do.
So
you will.
This means we could bring in a ringer.
Yeah.
So I don't know who you're getting as your third, but we're not going to put the good guy on your team because obviously we want to beat you.
Well, yeah, fair.
Unless I jump ship, join your team, and let Justin find somebody for his. But
so we're going to be at the disadvantage anyway. I'm super sad that we can't shoot the coyotes because I love dropping predators. But if it's going to be tough turkey hunting, that means one of two things. Well, it means a couple of things, right? The turkeys that survive are going to be smart and they're going to be big.
Yeah.
Right. Or just fast and big. I don't guess they have to be smart, but those Rios do float different anyway. That is a very, very different bird than ours in Tennessee. The second thing is we're going to be at a handicap starting out. which is awesome. It
The
is.
thing is,
Because
last year, I know for sure they killed one bird at that ranch for sure.
yeah, and that may be
I
all
don't-
it takes.
Yeah, honestly, it could.
Yeah.
I don't remember if they shot 2 there, but I know they killed at least one because every team killed a bird.
Right.
So there are birds there. I think what Kate was explaining to us is it's just tougher hunting because
Sure.
of the coyote pressure.
I prefer running and gunning anyway. And if it's coyote heavy, probably not going to sit still that much.
No.
If we get out there real early and we walk, get our scent around, and call them out of the tree, find them, wherever they're roosting and stuff. We get some scent out there. We can stray off the oats for a little while. But there's also a good chance you get them to gobbling that the oats will come in. So it's going to be interesting though. It'd be boring if it was the same thing every time.
The problem is they may not gobble a lot.
True.
That's the only issue. But go out right before dark. I mean, we can hunt all day, so that doesn't matter.
That's true.
But find them in the evening, see where they're going, and then go there that morning.
It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a different experience than last year, which is good. I mean, it's pretty cool.
The good thing is David has the dinner that he does every year. So we're going to all meet up for that. And then we're all going to meet up anyways, because I'm not just going to hang out at the ranch by ourselves and be bored.
No.
So we'll be meeting at Dairy Queen, get some ice cream, and
You sure about that?
No. I mean, well, he's going back. Well, you won't be there. He'll be going back with Clayton to his camp, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. I don't know if they make CPAPs for that end, but Clayton and I could share one, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, I hope Clayton brings a CPAP.
Man. We've been talking about a CPAP.
Dude,
so Mike,
bring earplugs.
Yes, for real.
I'm deaf, so it just is what it is.
Dude, I know you're deaf and you can still hear a gunshot.
Oh yeah.
And it's that loud.
It is pretty loud. So Mike, he's do you remember Mike Adkins hunting the soldiers?
Yeah.
So I say he's been talking smack. He's such a professional guy. Like, he's a Marine too, but he's such a professional, like, nice guy. I feel like he was doing his version of talking smack, and people were commenting, and Gordon was saying, hey, and Mike was like, hey, we're going to be tough this year. And when I read it, I was like, he's talking crap. I was like, that's how I was like, it is on. So we got to beat them too.
The hunting with soldiers doesn't do a pro team.
Oh, that's right.
They're individuals.
So we have to hurt multiple people's feelings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better.
Doable. No, Mike and Gordon and them are awesome too. I kind of wish of course it was our first year, so we'll mingle more this year.
For sure.
I'd like to meet everybody, and especially the other ranchers and stuff like that, because this is something I plan on doing for a long time. It's not that far either. I know Nick's going to argue with me, but in comparison to everything else in Texas, it's not that far. It's not that far.
Here's another thing. If Nick's not going, do you want to drive to me and ride with me and stay an extra day? Because I can stay an extra day. Justin cannot.
Yeah, that's right.
So we wouldn't have to rush back on Sunday. We could come back Monday and not be dead tired like we were last year. Like, I was exhausted.
Oh,
especially if they auction us off again too, because then
I forgot about that. Yeah,
we rushed around
ready for the hunt.
we got that kid on a bird, and like it worked out perfect. He ended up missing, and it was like, unfortunately, man, we got.
You're so excited about a kid missing. You're terrible.
Yeah, we got to go.
Well, no, I don't want to rush and stuff like that. And part of it, you know, I hope, I don't know if you'll have yours, but you know, we're gonna be love to do some content and stuff down there, and would love to. Sorry, the dog's go crazy. And if it's not at our ranch, you know, I hate that, but would love to get on a predator hunt somewhere, or whatever the case may be. You know, we'll use a shy tack, sling some stuff at some predators.
If I order that gun, will it be here by then?
I can find out in the morning.
Steven, do you have any cameras that have night vision, infrared capability?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
No, 100%. So my big camera, I think does, but I'll have to check because I've never hunted at night really, and tried to film just because it's almost impossible. Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay.
But my new thermal scope does record.
That's awesome.
This week I bought a thermal scope.
That's awesome.
And binoculars so we can spot and run.
That doesn't take care of B-roll.
I know.
True, but we'll figure that out. I know
it'd be hard for me to make a whole episode just off of scope.
Yes, I agree.
Scope recording.
True.
I agree. I can figure something out for that.
I can tell you right now that Amazon sells infrared camcorders all day for relatively cheap.
I'm not too for sure that my DJI doesn't.
A lot of binoculars you can hook to your phone or your computer too.
Yeah. So
that's almost like scope footage.
Yes. So 365 Thermal had a
but
sale.
I could be somewhere else
right now.
Yes, they did.
You got a Rix S6 thermal scope. It's like 6 something. I don't even know the numbers. Guy was great. I literally called him. I was like,
awesome.
hey, can I just call you? Because like this text messaging thing isn't working for me. And he's like, yeah. And so then I called him and he was like, what do you want to spend? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to regret my purchase and think that I should have spent more. And he's like, dude, he's like, go with this package because not only are you getting a really good thermal scope, it's entry level, but it's a really good scope. You're also getting a binocular for free with it. And it was
That's the biggest thing.
$800 or something for the thermal and a binocular.
Look, I'm going to brag on him every time. I literally saw him on TikTok and I was like, hey, that guy sounds really knowledgeable. And we started talking. I think I reached out and then he called me and we talked for probably like an hour and a half. I was just asking a whole bunch of questions and everything else. He is super knowledgeable, man. And that's, I think he's in Indiana, Illinois, one of the two. But super great guy. I'm not wearing a shirt tonight, but go find 365 Thermal on all the things. He's a wealth of knowledge, but he's not just going to put you toward the most expensive thing or just point you to some crap just to get some money from you. So that's what I appreciated.
$65.
Nick is like, get this camera.
$65.
I've never rolled with a camera that small since, well, I have, but
I
I haven't
just a handheld.
In like
it's
15 years.
I used to have one. And my experience, and it did have infrared capabilities, because you could like flip in and out of it. But the quality was excellent. And it really is user friendly. And look, this ain't this is not like a smooth camera pan stuff like that. Like, this is like some out in the field, rough, real stuff. So,
well, look, everybody's seen those videos, night hunting with a $10,000 thermal on tripods and the whole nine, and that's awesome, right? But like 99% of the time, it's not like that. They come in, you call them in, and it gets hot and heavy real quick. And it's rough, and it's just good to go. But we'll make sure we get on something. Hogs would be cool, but
yeah,
it just kind of depends, I guess. But obviously, turkey hunting is the name of the game, and that's the grand goal is to whoop up on everybody.
Also, if we stay that extra day, maybe we could go and get on some hogs Sunday night with the thermal.
About that. Yeah. That would be great. Because a lot of people don't know too, like hog hunting is, helicopters and all this craziness, but they're bad. They're really, really bad. Ranchers that have them don't want them. And there are some that bring in some.
They do and they don't. They don't want them because they tear crap up, but they do want them because they make a crap ton of money off of them when they sell the hunts.
Well, yes, but like high fence places, a lot of them, sure, yeah, they want them, or maybe not want them, but whatever the case may be, they wanted them. They don't want as many as they have. And there are quota hunts and all kinds of stuff. And I don't remember all the numbers, but they do like billions, if I'm not mistaken, worth of damage. And they can hurt calves. If you got cow-calf pairs, they could kill a calf. They could do all kinds of bad stuff, man. So they got to go. Coyotes got to go. If we see a chupacabra, it's got to go. All the things. Hunting at night is different too. It is a different, we were on the UTV or whatever last year, but when you're walking around in the quiet woods, like it's a different experience.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm still excited. I'm excited about turkey hunting and even meeting seeing the new ranch and stuff like that. I am sad, but at the same time, like I said earlier, if it's the same every year, it'd be cool, but it wouldn't be a competition, right? It is a competition. It's for a good cause and everything, but it is a competition, and we can't forget that.
You taking a gun with you? You are, right?
Yeah, probably multiples.
Okay.
Typically, so I'll have at least one handgun.
I'm really hoping my suppressor's here before then.
Yeah, I thought about that. So I don't know if I can share this yet. I don't think I can, but I may have surprises and such. But I
hate surprises.
Well, you're not going to hate the surprises. But no, I hope your suppressor's here in time too. I'm not gonna have one in time. But we have options, and I know suppressors are kind of the big thing right now, but it's they are really helpful, especially if you're like pretty deaf like I am. Because I don't actually joke about being deaf. I'm extremely hard of hearing. And that sucks. But I mean, it is tough because when you're walking around the woods at night, especially if you're predator hunting, like you need to hear the hogs, you need to hear the coyotes, and there, decibels. There are some really good options for that kind of thing. But if you don't have that, or even if you do, I mean, it's still, I don't always like things in my ears. These headphones are killing me. I can't.
Yeah, I'd take my hat off because hitting that
Yeah,
button on the was brutal.
Got it right behind it.
I tried and I was like, yeah, no, I'm taking it off.
But we, I like a bolt action. I know we were going to talk about guns. So I'm more of a gun guy than a bow guy. I like bows. I like the traditionalist, kind of hunting styles and stuff. But also I really love good bolt action, and I kind of love all the things. And we haven't really posed any questions yet, but I want to encourage everybody that watches these videos, wherever you watch them or wherever you hear them, message us and tell us two things, because I'm curious. One, what do you hunt with? Right? What is your loadout for hunting? And two, what is your dream loadout for hunting? Now, I'm not saying go get a tank or something although that's cool. In all seriousness, everybody's got a kind of a different play on things. Some states you can't use Tennessee, you pretty much use anything. I know a lot of states are straight wall cartridges only. Some are shotgun and black powder only. Some of them are bow only. Even within the state, it kind of depends. And some are handgun. We had a guy up in Minnesota. He chose to build out this ridiculous revolver for deer hunting because it made more sense than trying to build a straight wall, rifle for his needs. He didn't have that much space. So he built a really badass 44 mag for this setup. And I was like, I didn't know I wanted one, but I saw his and I was like, yeah. So I don't know. I'm torn, but I typically deer hunt with usually a bolt action. This last year, I did go to a 6.5 Creedmoor after years of hate and everything else. And it is a great cartridge, and it's coming from a solid rifle. It's coming from a really solid rifle, but it is so expensive, in comparison to 308, 223. And I've got the lever action 30-30, and I still love it because I feel like a cowboy sometimes, but I know Nick runs a 308 30-30. But you built a something, and I can't remember what it was.
I have a 6mm ARC.
Yep, that was right.
Yep.
That may be next for me.
It's I ordered a bunch of Magpul parts this week to switch out the lower, do a bunch of different things with it. And then I'm kind of building it as my thermal gun, basically.
Yeah.
And then I'm also building a 223 Wild. I ended up ordering a lower for it this week.
I told you would. I'm just gonna get different uppers to say
back and forth. And I ordered Magpul parts for it, to where it's completely different as well. And then probably gonna order that gun from you. And then
what caliber? I didn't ask. I don't think. I just assumed 6.5, but
yeah. So the two options that I read were 308 or 6.5, and I think I'd rather just go 6.5, honestly.
So that's the SAP, right? That's our short action precision platform. And those are really the two main. It comes down to ammo cost more than anything, but coming out of that, it's
yeah,
you know.
Well, I was scrolling through the website and I was like, I'm just gonna, I want to see how much they cost. I'm gonna buy one, and I'm like, not that one. Not that one.
It's different. No, it's different.
I can't afford that one either. Like the first one I looked at was like 20 grand. I was like, yeah, nope.
What's it, 20 grand? It could have been like 13. It could have been 13 or 14.
It was a lot.
That was probably the deployment kit for the M200. So that is your M200, right? But it comes with 2 barrels. So one of the cool things about the M200, nerd out for a second, is you have the ability to, I'd say, quick change. I mean, pretty quickly change barrels, right? So say you had a 408 and a 375 barrel. I can't imagine why you would have to, but if you had to, if there's some kind of catastrophic thing, you're fighting your way through the desert and you just happen to have I don't know. But anyway, you get 2 barrels with it, and a whole bunch of stuff, ammo, mags, the whole 9. It is a deployment kit. So it comes like you would deploy somewhere with it. So it's got a little bit of everything. The SAP, honestly, is what I want. I mean, M200 is awesome, but I like short action precision rifles. That's kind of my jam.
I just honestly love the way it looks.
It is.
Do I need it? Nope. Do I want it? Yep.
Could you use it? And that's, man, it's so accurate.
But
it's such a precision platform that and I tell people, like, most of the time, like, it could do more than you can for most people. So if you get on a good, solid platform with a quality, well-built rifle, and you know what it's going to do, and your ammo is good, and you have all of these variables fixed, then you can start taking it out there, and you start at 100, and you start burying a quarter, and then you move out to 2, and then to 3, and then to 4. And I would say, like, the general person, as long as they're using quality ammo and they're being consistent with things, like, people think 500 yards is a really long way, but it's not. I mean, it's just not. Arkin, like I've got on that 6.5 in there, it's like a $400 scope, and it's a like 25 power 56 millimeter reticle, or lens. I mean, it's crystal clear. It's great. For the money, you put that on something decent and consistent, and you could go shoot 1,000 yards. You don't have to spend 10 grand. I mean, you can, and it's, then you can shoot 2,000, 2,500, stuff like that, if you can find a place to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, the general person does not necessarily need all of that. But if you want it and it's there, why not? It's something you keep for the rest of your life, unless you had to sell it for some other reason.
Yeah.
It's not a throwaway thing, or, oh, I got a couple good years. It's not like a 4-wheeler, right? Like, oh, I got a couple years out of it. Time to get another one.
Here's another thing. If you are shooting at 1,000.
Mhm.
You're not walking back and forth every shot.
No.
Can you see that good with the scope where you hit? I mean, depending on what scope you have, right?
It depends on the scope. It depends on the weather. It depends on what you're shooting at. I mean, a lot of the time, like at 2,000 yards, we're like, how could you see that? You may be shooting at a 12-foot by 12-foot wall, basically. I mean, can you see that with a 35 power scope? You could see the wall. I mean, you're not going to be at that distance. You're not going to be, burying them in an inch anyway. That's not the goal. And a lot of times at that distance, it's just, was it a hit or was it a miss?
Yeah.
So 1,000 yards is different, but like taking an animal, for instance, at 500-600 yards is where people need to practice and put a lot of rounds down range, because at that distance with modern calibers, these 6.5s and 308s and stuff, there is some margin of error, but not a whole lot. If you're looking at a 200-inch drop, or a 100-inch drop even, I mean, 120 inches is what, 10 feet? 10-foot drop, you've got to gauge where that is, or get a really good scope with proper turrets and everything, and then again go practice so you know where to hold and your adjustments. But again, most people are not going to do that. But like, we're going to Texas, you can get 500 to 1,000 yard shots off in Texas easy.
Oh yeah,
I took that buck. Not that one. Yeah, actually, that one was killed at 572 with a 270.
Jeez. So that question brought me my next thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was scrolling Facebook and I come across this company called Longshot. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's a camera system. They've got 100-yard system, and then they have 1,000-yard system. You set the camera up off target, pointing at the target, and then it sends the image back to your phone or a computer that you can have set up at your shooting station, and then it tracks your shots for you.
See, that's pretty awesome.
So for the 1,000-yard system was $349, and I'm like,
that seems super. That's cheaper than a good spotting scope.
Like, I want to buy that. I think that would be freaking awesome to have. Even if you're shooting 100 yards, you've got a computer screen at your shooting station that is literally marking exactly where you hit. Like, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool. So different ranges do it different ways. Some of them have like the intercom kind of system where like you can hear the shot ring. Some of them are spotting scopes, spotters and stuff like that. Like in the military, you've got a berm. So you've got people on the other side of that berm that, push the target up, pull the target down. So it's a little bit different, but it's going to vary wherever you go. But whatever helps get accuracy and confidence is important. And look, it doesn't hurt to take a class. Like, people be surprised at how many places have a good long range class, and long range is not 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 yards. Long range is like consistently shooting 250, 400, because everybody thinks they could do it until they whiff a deer at 400 yards or wound them, and that's, I would encourage you not to just go out and start shooting at animals and stuff that distance. But
yeah,
everybody's like, oh, the range is only 100 yards. That's useless. It's not, because you can learn your scope really well. You can learn your weapon system really well. You can dial in and you go, our local range has like 100, 200, and 300 now, I think. And I'm going to take Tony out there and my little brother too, and get them out there on it. I got him on a Winchester Model 70 and 30-06, which is plenty for pretty much anything in North America at most distances.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been around a long time. Carlos Hathcock ran a Model 70 in Vietnam. So, I mean, it's good. You don't have to have, I know I say it like every episode now, but you don't have to go sell your car to get into hunting. I mean, you could go get a Thompson Center, 30-06, or if you're in a state where it's straight wall only, they have them in 350 Legend. They have them in like 458 SOCOM. There are options like that Thompson Center and a scope and a box of ammo and a sling would run you like $450, $500 maybe. I'm not saying you can just go do it, but go put one on layaway. Don't go to Walmart or something. It may be a little bit more expensive, but go to your local gun shop. They're going to care about you more there, or they should. Somebody like 365 Thermal, right? And somebody like Wade, that's an FFL, can help guide you on the right track. But I just want everybody to get in the woods. Like, just go. Life sucks a whole lot less when you're in the woods.
Yeah, for sure.
And we've got, I think, exactly a month.
Yeah.
Is it a month today?
Yeah.
To Texas? I
3 months.
think it is, yeah. So we'll be doing that. We're definitely going to bring Shy Attack to Texas.
Yeah.
This could be a fun thing. Don't forget, tell us what you hunt with. Tell us what you want to hunt with. And make fun of Justin for his 410.
No,
Thank you for saving people in the fires.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll be honest, I don't really have a whole lot else. I'm tired of this thickness.
You're muted.
I am muted.
Yeah, you're talking and I'm like, nope.
Mm-mm.
Sorry about that, guys.
You're good.
But I think that's all the time we got for this episode.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So don't know what we're gonna talk about next week, but
It's
guns again.
Probably
depends on. Let's get some messages in. Let's get some. And regardless, we may have a surprise guest next week.
Yeah. Stay tuned, see who it is.
Also,
Absolutely.
before we leave, are we getting Jake to go to Texas with us? Because
So here's the thing about Big Jake.
Payout. Come on.
Here's the thing about Big Jake. And you'll only understand this once you meet him, but he is one of the greatest human beings you'll ever meet. He's also a first responder, right? So he's a paramedic, and he just doesn't take off work.
Yeah. He
tries to plan events in the, far enough in the future where, like, if it's his shift to work, he's going to work it like 99% of the time. But also you can't entice him with money.
Yeah.
It's the most infuriating but humbling thing. So we first started all this, we were talking to him about a lot of things, and he's like, well, let me pay for this. No, it's not how it works. It's not how sponsorship works. He's like, no, I'm just going to buy it and then advertise. It's not how this works, buddy.
Yeah.
And he knew that, but he's so humble and I don't know. He's just a great dude. But I'll just let the cat out of the bag. We are also going to be at Memphis in May. Everybody that could be there at least the weekend, So Tony from Dude Network, he will be there. Big Jake, everybody you could think of. Heath Riles, Mark Lambert. I think Malcolm's going to be there. Like I said, Big Jake, Mo Kaysen, who is also probably going to be on, Team Chi-Tac soon. And then our local guys, Greeby's going to be there. They're competing again. I mean, it's going to be awesome. There's great food because Memphis has the best barbecue. I'll fight you. It'll be fun. It'll be real fun. And hopefully everybody could be there. And if not, it's fine. You can probably watch it on all these platforms. Right. But yeah, we'll so I don't know. I don't know who our third will be on the Deer Blind Dudes pro team. But I could say this. It doesn't matter who the third is because we're still going to beat all of you.
He said, what he's basically saying is, I can do this single-handedly, bud.
Yeah, we've seen how that happened last year.
Hey, we were trying to get, people their first turkeys. Sorry.
We're gonna take a poll. Who do you think's gonna win, Deer Blind Dudes or Wilderness Outdoors?
I would not poll that unless 100%. You want their feelings hurt. Like
100% us. It'll be even better though when they poll higher, and then the inevitable happens.
Nick, sign us off before this gets any deeper.
Well, you've been listening to Deer Blind Dudes, and we will see you next week.
Yeah.
See y'all.